Thank you for tuning in to Exeter TV. The meeting will be starting shortly. While we wait, let's learn more about Exeter TV. Exeter TV is the town's public and government access channels, available on Comcast channels 98 and 22. Channel 98 is your channel. If you have an idea for a program, want to host your own talk show, or submit a film, we're here to get your content on television. On Channel 22, we bring you live and replay coverage of government meetings and other town updates. A third channel, Blue Hawk Media, is operated by SAU 16 and can be found on Channel 13, with all your school sports, events, and meetings. You can watch Exeter TV online at exeternh.tv, Apple TV, and on Roku. Find us on social media for extra content. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell to get notified about live streams and new content. Tune in to our platforms every other Friday to watch the Exeter Bi-Weekly Report with recaps of recent events, updates from town departments, and messages from nonprofits in your area. If you head to our website, exeternh.tv, we invite you to sign up to our newsletter to receive monthly updates about new content, upcoming meetings, and more. We'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch Exeter TV and hope that you tune in to our other content as well. Thank you for tuning in to Exeter TV. The meeting will be starting shortly. While we wait, let's learn more about Exeter TV. Exeter TV is the town's public and government access channels, available on Comcast channels 98 and 22. Channel 98 is your channel. If you have an idea for a program, want to host your own talk show, or submit a film, we're here to get your content on television.
7:03. Welcome everyone. Tuesday, the 6th of June, 2023, for the Sustainability Advisory Committee meeting. Welcome everyone. If anyone's watching at home, glad you're joining us. We have two apologies to the meeting today. Chris and Nina are unable to join us today, so you have to do with us. All right.
And Dan as well.
Oh yeah, and Dan, of course, select board member. Let's move on to, we've got no public comments, no one's in attendance. Approval of the minutes from the 2nd of May. Any comments, changes, amendments? Motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Oh, second.
Okay. If I mentioned. All right. So we had a couple of action items. I think we were a bit lax in terms of finding or changing up the roles, like the chair, the vice chair, the clerk. Is that the only three?
Correct.
Okay. I think we were a bit late last year in voting the round, and we couldn't last week because again we didn't have I think we had a quorum. I know. So anyway, we need to vote in for the positions of chair, the vice chair, and the clerk. So at the moment, it's myself as chair, the vice chair is Chris, and clerk is Jackie. So any volunteers to take over the chair post? Any nominations?
I nominate Chetna.
Oh, no.
Unless you're looking for a replacement, seriously.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy to do it, but I think it'd be quite nice if there was probably a new blood. I've been doing this for 4 years, as chair. So, I'm happy to be on the sidelines, as it were. It's a shame we can't just volunteer the absentees.
I told them.
Intentional, I'm sure.
So yeah, I mean, I'm happy to step down.
No, you're good?
I'm good. I don't think I would be a good chair with.
I'm not interested in being the chair of this committee.
What about you?
I don't have the bandwidth.
You don't have the bandwidth? Okay. All right. So I'm staying. Someone has to vote.
I nominate Chetna.
Second.
Okay. All right. Vice chair for Chris.
Interesting.
Do we know if Chris wants to stay on as vice chair?
Well, both me and him were a bit hesitant of staying on, but
You were what?
he's happy to step away as well, but be involved as a member.
Meaning, is he not willing to serve? Should it come to that? Or?
I mean, he would.
Oh, okay.
But I think both myself and Chris sort of had a chat and thought it would be, might be good to have some new blood in those positions if people are willing.
So let's put it this way. I would be willing to do the vice chair role. However, I would not want to be chair. So I'm thinking that it would be better to have somebody that would ultimately want to do the chair be vice chair. That's my thought. But if nobody else wants to step up and Chris wants to step down, then I would do the vice chair.
Okay.
But I think it would make more sense to have somebody do the vice chair and then go to the chair.
Right, okay. So the vice chair would become a chair?
Eventually, if
Eventually.
they so choose.
Yeah, okay.
Or the committee nominates them.
Do you want to leave it for the next meeting when Chris is here? Can we do that, or do we have to do it all at once?
We can leave it for the next meeting.
You can do it in pieces. If he needs to, you can do it in pieces.
Shall we wait for him to sort of put his thoughts in forward?
Sure. That would probably be August, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah?
Okay.
Okay, we'll wait on that one then.
Table.
Okay, table that one. And clerk, Jackie?
I don't mind doing it. If someone else wants it, I'm not gonna say no, but I'm happy to keep doing it.
I'm happy for you to keep doing it.
And I'm happy to fill in when you're not here.
All right. Okay. All right. Is that okay? Do we have to say who we vote?
Yeah, so you should, if you're voting on certain positions tonight, you should, you nominated already, it sounds like. I don't know if you got a vote or a nomination and a second for Jackie, but that
Yep.
should happen and then
I
vote
nominate.
together.
A second.
Okay, I vote yes.
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 Yes. Okay.
Woohoo!
Unanimous. Okay. I think let's discuss the chair and the VC when Chris is here, then be better to have that conversation together.
So leaving both chair and vice chair for next week. Okay.
Thank you. All right. I know we had the single-use plastic policy update and the next steps, and we were supposed to bring them to the select board.
Yeah, so last night I presented the draft policy that I shared with you to the select board. In the interim from when you saw it and when I presented, we did get some legal counsel feedback on a few items. I feel like we're really close to getting those worked out, but there's still some additional massaging that needs to happen. And so in July is when I hope to present it, ideally for the final time for the select boards adopting that approach for implementation.
Okay.
And those legal questions are the enforcement portion, correct?
The enforcement portion, predominantly. And then there was a new item that was raised in terms of the approach. In the past, we talked about food truck vendors, we talked about special event permit vendors. What we never talked about was like sidewalk dining. And so there are applicants for that. And so I think we need to chew on that a little bit more for that approach. So I'll be looking into that a little bit further before I present it next time to the select board.
Will we get a draft look at that, Kristen?
It actually currently is in the select board packet from last night. You're welcome to take a look at it there, or I can forward. Obviously, I'll need to make changes to it before the next one.
Yeah, so when you make the changes.
Yes, but if you're not meeting in July, I'd rather not hold it up.
Okay.
If you're okay with that. Basically, the approach is what we've talked about. It's just a matter of how to address those issues.
Okay. All right.
And maybe one suggestion would be I could share it with the committee, and you can always call a meeting. So should you feel uncomfortable with some language and you want to talk about it in July before I meet with them, you could call a meeting, right? Like a special meeting. but it's really no surprise. It's the stuff kind of we've been talking about
Yeah.
all along, just put in words on a document.
All right. And we're looking at agenda item 6 on updates on the joint effort with the Energy Committee to arrange a meeting with the Durham Energy Committee.
Yeah, so the Energy Committee is meeting next Wednesday, and we did, Renee did invite, I'm sorry, I've forgotten the name, but a representative from the Durham Energy Committee to zoom in on that.
Okay.
Ryan, I know you tend to join both meetings, so there's that option, but if others want to come, she will be, the Zoom was at 3:45, so their meeting goes from 3:30 usually to 4:15, so 3:45 to 4:15.
Yeah, Renee had reached out to me, and I do plan to attend that meeting.
Great.
Specifically, there was some talk of possibility of some code enforcement officer or something as well. If that,
Great,
that I was,
from Durham.
Yeah, absolutely. So unless I misread that, and it was just someone with a similar name with a person that I deal with regularly over there, then that'll be interesting. So.
Are we able to join that via Zoom as well, or do we have to be in person?
Yeah, I created the Zoom link, so I think you could.
Yeah.
I'll send the invitation.
You said next Wednesday?
Next Wednesday, 3:45.
But
If
yes,
it's likely that we'd have a quorum there, please let me know in advance so that I could post the meeting as a joint meeting.
Okay.
yeah, I do plan to attend and have it on my calendar, so I will be
Great.
there.
The update on the film screening that we discussed, hosting it in partnership with PEA, I think we're going to leave that till the new school year, because obviously the students have gone now. So hoping to reconnect with the environmental faculty member at PEA. I think they have staff meetings, and then July they're sort of on and off, so probably in August, and then see when we can do it in early sort of October time with the students. So that's still in the offering on that.
Just a bit to add to that. So last Saturday, some members attended a trail work day with the Exeter High School Environmental Club, and the teacher, Mr. Brogg, I think was his name, he was supportive of having individuals come and speak to the environmental club during the school year, but that might also be another way to have a second viewing or a combined viewing or something like that, so that I'd be happy to share his contact info if you want to reach out.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, that specific teacher is very supportive of any effort to, for sustainability and clean energy efforts. So it would be a great resource for us to spread the message through the high school or the environmental club specifically, if that's something that we would be interested in. I know that the Energy Committee specifically has a high school liaison, essentially, and would be very interested in maybe having that sort of thing eventually.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
So the solid waste subcommittee is myself, Chris and Stacey. So we gave an update at the last meeting when myself and Chris met with DPW to discuss just the workings of waste management in Exeter, and our next steps are to the waste management company contract is up in 2 years' time. So the idea is for the subcommittee to arrange meetings with the contractors. So the waste management company, Cassell is the other one, and then last week I discovered there's another one called WIN, just to see what they can do and offer in terms of solid waste, whether there's potential for curbside composting collection, and just to see how they all match up with what Exeter is looking to do in terms of reducing the amount of solid waste that ends up in landfill, and also just to learn more about the practices in terms of what happens to the recycling, and as well as, are there alternatives to the blue bag scheme, and how other towns are doing it as well. So there's a lot to sort of research and digest, and I think DPW told us that it would be wise for us to have those meetings with the contractors before the end of this year, before they start their sort of pitching. So I think we're just sort of debating in terms of whether it would be also beneficial to request a couple of residents to just come along to those meetings as well, just to see what issues they may have differently to us, as a committee hat on, but also have just some of the residents involved, just so to have a more involvement of residents and their experiences as well, so that the contracting companies can understand where the issues may be, and not just say, oh, well, taking us separately, not being as residents, but actually listening from the residents. So that's an idea. So at the moment, we're just trying to figure out who to contact at those companies, and then set up those meetings. And I know also an update on the last conversation was about getting some form of a roof over the skip at the landfill site at the transfer station, over the cardboard box container, because at the moment, if it gets wet, then doesn't end up in recycling, and there's obviously value there if it's maintained and it's kept dry. So we did reach out to DPW again to see if they've got any rough idea of costings to put some form of a covering over that. Do you call it skip? Do you call it? I don't know. Do you call it a skip? I don't know what you call it. What do you call it? Recycling
Bins?
Container? Huge dumpster? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just a metal big container.
Yeah, dumpster
Okay.
would be the
Official word.
technical term.
So hoping that we can do that, and then, as Dan said last time, that we would just present that to the select board, or to Dan to present to select board to see if it's doable, and just do it.
And I think I did communicate with Jay Perkins. He said Waste Management does have a different style container, and he's working to get what the additional cost would be for something like that.
Okay.
So that might be another alternative as well.
Okay.
Gotcha. So comparing the cost of building a structure versus enclosed container.
Right.
Understood.
Right. Plus the income the cost reduction that you'd get from the use of
Recycling.
cardboard.
Okay.
Understood.
So all the wheels are in motion.
But it probably would be, in addition to just bringing that to the select board, once we do have some sort of cost, it would be helpful to bring that forward through the budget committee, either through a letter of support for public works funding request, or even attendance at those meetings.
Yeah.
So just moving forward.
Okay.
Looking forward, I mean.
Okay. And I just want to add, with regards to HelpSee and the recycling containers for that, I noticed obviously there's a couple at the transfer station now, so people can take their textiles there. Because I think for curbside collection, you need 3 bags minimum for them to come and collect from you. But if you're going to the transfer station with your composting or whatever, just take your bags of textiles as well. But there's also a bin container in the car park behind Parks and Rec building. So there's another location which I noticed a couple of weeks ago. So
I saw there's one near the pool too, and behind Tuck Learning Center.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I don't think that's Helpsy. I think the one by the Tuck is just, I think it's another organisation. It's not.
I thought it said Helpsy, but I don't know. Maybe. I'll look again. We go there. We go
Okay.
so I'll look.
When I was at the LY Festival, I did bring that up. There were containers at the transfer station. There was actually a lot of interest in that, and people were surprised and actually kind of excited about it, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because I guess a lot of people do go to the transfer station regularly, and the comments that I heard, there were actually people knew about this organization to begin with, and the people that did know but were struggling to get the quantity together to get a pickup, had said that they were traveling a longer distance than they were, expecting or wanting to, and were excited that there was a closer option.
Yeah.
So just wanted to give that feedback.
Okay. Good. So, all right. So we'll keep working on the solid waste issues and hopefully come back with some more information. All right, agenda item 7. So I think the Plastic Free July campaign has been running for a few years. I myself has taken part in it over the past few years, and it's an organization that basically encourages people to take the pledge of being plastic free for the month of July, and they have lots of tips on the website on how to do it, how you can lessen your plastic purchases. Kristen wanted us to sort of just discuss on how we feel about promoting and taking action. We could take part in individually, pledge to do it, and also raise awareness through our social media and also on our website, on our sustainability page, on encouraging people to do Plastic Free July. Since we did opt to go for banning single-use plastics distribution of.
Absolutely.
If you've got your laptops, you can look on the website. The other thing is it provides very good information and how to do things. And we've also got sort of packaging free, plastic free packaging stores as well. There's one in Kittery, and there's one in Portsmouth, which offer refilling and items, our everyday sort of laundry items and washing up our items, and which are just not bottled in plastic as well. So there's alternatives available out there. So I think in a way of, if we as a committee decide to promote the Plastic Free July, we can always plug those companies, those shops, and give tips to people on how they can do that.
Promoting on the website, or what would be?
We can promote on website. We have we have our environmental page on the Facebook page. Mm-hmm. We can always share it across the Exeter Forum. We can do that quite easily.
Yeah.
We can also share it on Seacoast Goes Green group as well.
Right.
And also we can promote it on our sustainability page. And if somebody wanted to, they could get in front of the camera with Bob and do something on Exeter TV. I think there's plenty of opportunities to promote it.
Yeah.
We could probably also promote it at the farmers markets.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at this quiz on here, and it's amazing how much plastic you can probably save just by going to the farmers market and bringing a paper bag. I mean,
Yeah.
avoid prepackaged meat, avoid prepackaged fruit and vegetables, buy dried foods other than prepackaged. I mean, all that stuff is at the farmer's market that you just throw in a paper bag.
Yeah.
So what is that, Seacoast Local or?
Yeah, Seacoast
Yeah.
Eat
Eat
Local.
Local.
Yeah, Eat Local.
And they did offer, I think we talked about it a couple meetings ago, they did offer opportunity to have a table at one of their farmers markets, so that might be a great topic to bring forward. I'd be happy to reach out to them and suggest that if you have a time frame in July, a Thursday in July that folks would want to help sit at a table.
Or even before July.
Yeah. Yeah.
To get people to sign up and get aware,
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be happy to do one of the sessions at the farmers market. We can maybe throw out some dates and see if anyone's available to be there. That'd be
What
great.
time is it? Is it an evening?
It's
2
3
till
to
6?
Oh, 2 to 6.
Oh, it's 2 to 6.
On a Thursday.
In Swayze? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't know how they've. I haven't been there recently, so I don't know how they're navigating the work.
They're smooshed up.
It's just pushed up.
Closer.
Yeah, it's fine.
Push across the street.
Okay. So, and I think it's a great way of just seeing the amount of plastic, like you said, that we actually, without thinking, end up, purchasing and then be responsible for getting rid of. So.
It would also be a good opportunity to bring some more details about the single-use plastics into the forefront of one of the places that will be affected in the long term. And, start to promote that and the options, the available options, even kind of commingle with some of the vendors themselves. I totally see an opportunity to start having that conversation early. And if we had all the kind of ducks in a row in terms of places for them to going and doing the research for alternatives, that might be a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the one pager that we created has a QR code on it, and I know one of the items that I had said I would work on in terms of outreach for the single-use plastics ordinance was updating that website, so I can get that cleaned up and ready to go, so the flyer would just take folks to it by the QR code that's on it.
Yeah. I would honestly volunteer for one of those sessions as well. For me, it would have to be from like 3 to 6, but I would be willing to and would like that to be an option. To be able to not only, commingle with people entering the farmer's market, but also the vendors. I think it's super important that we start having that conversation early.
Definitely.
Because of our support of that organization to begin with and that farmer's market, so.
So Kristen, would you reach out to them and then see, we have a table, and then I can email everyone to see what date they would like to volunteer, and then we can confirm it with them.
Sounds good.
Do that, yeah. Do you have time, Jackie, to do a little poster
Yeah, I did.
that we can use on the website? And
Just like about plastic free.
Yeah.
Or what kind of?
yeah, about Plastic Free July, and then put the web address and stuff, and just say, take the pledge.
Yeah.
Something. I'm sure there's probably something on there already on the website that we can.
Yeah, it was like they have like.
Posters. Yeah.
I'm not taking them. They're kind of like about an individual refuse plastic straws, but I could kind of use what's on here and make something that take the pledge, the challenge. Yeah, definitely. I can do that. Good.
and putting the committee SAC on there somewhere with the Exeter logo. That'd be great. All right. Any other business? No. Our next meeting falls on 4th of July, on Independence Day, and so I'm just putting it out there whether we want to cancel it for the whole month of July instead of trying to rearrange it in July and then just meet in August. So we've done that in the past. And
I'm not going to be here the first few weeks of July.
Yeah, I'm not around either. So if that is okay, then we'll arrange for August. That works with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Then August 1st is the next meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would be fine with that. I guess the only thing would have to be that any type of plastic-free event before July would have to be organized via other communications.
Yeah.
So as long as that's okay.
Yeah, it sounds like there's 3 of you as a subcommittee working on developing content for the table at the farmers market. So that the committee was supportive of that. I think that's appropriate.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Of course.
Thank you.
7:34. A motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you, everyone.
Very sweet.
Thank you for your time.
Of course.
Thank you for tuning in to Exeter TV. Exeter TV is the town's public and government access channels, available on Comcast channels 98 and 22. Channel 98 is your channel. If you have an idea for a program, want to host your own talk show, or submit a film, we're here to get your content on television. On Channel 22, we bring you live and replay coverage of government meetings and other town updates. A third channel, Blue Hawk Media, is operated by SAU 16 and can be found on Channel 13, with all your school sports, events, and meetings. You can watch Exeter TV online at exeternh.tv, Apple TV, and on Roku. Find us on social media for extra content. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell to get notified about live streams and new content. Tune in to our platforms every other Friday to watch the Exeter Biweekly Report, with recaps of recent events, updates from town departments, and messages from nonprofits in your area. If you head to our website, exeternh.tv, we invite you to sign up to our newsletter to receive monthly updates about new content, upcoming meetings, and more. We'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch Exeter TV and hope that you tune in to our other content as well.